yeah, the reason why I was keen to get the showcase done today is because it really falls in line with what I'm doing on my free-to-play account. And I believe Geomancer may be the best epic in the game. In the game. He may also be the highest damage dealer for Clan Boss in the game. Above everyone. So IANK, true to form, has built something insane, because that's what he does. And we're going to welcome him on, and he's going to show us a comp. Pretty much trying to prove me right, I guess. Let's see if he can do it. Ian.
Hey.
How you doing?
Doing good. Doing great.
Awesome. Here we go again, my friend. Here we go again. Yeah, obviously, I gave you a bit of an intro there, but I'd say you're probably one of the most interesting people to get on, because you always come up with something pretty original or different. Yeah, talk us through what we're looking to see today.
Yeah. So this today I'm going to show something different. I'm not going to show an unkillable team since I've showed that quite a lot already.
Yeah.
This time I wanted to do something a bit different. With all the rage of Brogni being part of a lot of comps, I wanted to try to build a Brogni comp myself. But I
Sure.
wanted to do something a little different. I didn't want to just do the standard 2-to-1 comp that pretty much all Brogni teams are in. So I wanted to try to combine Brogni and Geomancer together in a team.
Yes,
with
I'm really looking forward to this. This is something, so I don't have Geomancer, but it's definitely something which I've been wanting to play around with myself. So when I saw you kind of message me, I was like, yes, definitely want to show this, because that's actually pretty damn cool. So yeah, so what have you kind of pulled together then?
Yep. So I have Brogni and Geomancer in a team together, as well as double ally protection, and
Okay.
an extra champ, which is also a new champ that is pretty new to the game. I'm using Riho Bone Spear.
Riho.
Yep. So I have Brogni, Geomancer, Taragi the Frog, Tyrant, Ixlamore, and Riho Bone Spear.
Okay, so
And
you've
what's
gone... Yeah, sorry, no, carry on.
No, and what's I guess different about this team as well, it's not a 2-to-1 team. It's just a standard slow tune 1-to-1 team, as you'll see when you go through all their gear. Everyone is under 191 speed, which allows everyone to be in HP or defense percentage boots.
Nice. So this feels like almost like an old school team that I would have built back in the day, but just taking into account some of the funky mechanics now that are in the game.
Exactly. So this is basically like a standard counter-attack team, except without the counter-attack.
Yeah, yeah. So no counter-attacker in the team. You've got Brogni and Geomancer in basically for your damage. You've got two ally protectors swapping the ally protect over. So you said Tyrant was one of them. Install gear. Super slow. High damage potential. Very high HP. 78k. Not worried about landing any debuffs or anything here. It's literally just protector.
I've locked out his HP burn as well, so he wouldn't use his HP burn. So it's just A1 and his A3.
Okay. Who was the other ally protect you said?
Taragi.
Taragi.
Magic champ.
Yeah, so another one that I really want on my account, actually. So Taragi's in Guardian gear, so that's more layers of protection. There's actually a video coming out on the HH Gaming channel. It's the second channel which the guys are doing from the website around how ally protection and Guardian and all of those other sets that then layer beneath it in terms of damage reduction, how they actually kind of factor in. It's kind of like a science style video, which I'm actually looking forward to see myself. I've done a load of work on like what happens if you've got a number of these different things coming in together. So Guardian, for those that don't know, is kind of like a mini ally protection set, which is actually incredibly strong. 10% of damage that would have been dealt to other allies gets taken up by these individuals. And with the Clan Boss mechanic, which we've been seeing recently, actually turns out to be a pretty nuts set in terms of damage reduction for your overall team. So Taragi, you've got 100k HP. You've got the 2.7, 2.8k defense. So this is falling in line with kind of how my team's built right now, where we're saying we don't really care or we don't need more than 2.8k if you've got defense up the whole time. Yeah.
The funny thing is that this defense can actually go lower because the first champion to die in this comp is actually Geomancer. So
Right.
everyone survives and Geomancer is the first to die. So and I can't like make him not die earlier. So I could optimize all the other champions more to give them like 100% crit rate or something. Since
Yeah.
right now they are too tanky.
So you're looking at the sort of damage numbers and things here. You're not trying to build people to do damage individually with hits here, by the looks of it.
Yep. Yep. I was just trying to build their survivability.
You're just trying to make them last as long as possible, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Geomancer, who I've just got on my free to play, and he is changing my free to play world. 48k HP, 4.6k defense. You've got higher defense here.
Is going to be the stun target. So and during the stun, he won't have increased defense up. So
Got
I
it.
made him have the highest defense, and I can't really make him more survivable because increasing his HP means that the clan boss stun will hit him for more. So it's really nothing I can do about it. But
Yeah.
later throughout the run, I guess I can show what exactly happens at the later rounds and why he dies.
Yeah. And it's worth just pointing out for those that don't understand what's going on with Geomancer, he straight up decreases the damage everyone's taken. He deflects part of that damage back to the clan boss, and when he does that deflection, there's a chance that you can proc Giant Slayer. So I think he's in that mechanic basically unique. I don't think there's anyone else, and because of that mechanic, he's actually got the chance to do insane levels of damage. And as I said earlier, I think he's potentially the highest. I think he's got the highest damage potential of anyone in the game, as far as I can see. But then Brogni is kind of similar. It's a slightly different passive, but similar in that he also has got this reflect when there's a shield up. And again, when you reflect, you've got a chance to proc Giant Slayer procs. But from what I've seen, and I don't fully understand it, maybe you can talk us through when the run's happening, but it feels like Geomancer hits more times, or does more damage somehow with it. But perhaps we just get into the run. But yeah, so interestingly, you've not gone full. I thought you'd be going full damage here, but you've really not. Just talk us through Riho Bone Spear. What's the thinking of her in the team?
Riho, surprisingly, is actually quite crucial to the team. I don't think it's she's replaceable. So she offers both the decreased defense, decreased attack. Well, not really weaken, but decreased defense, decreased attack for the to increase everyone's damage. And then her A3, she blocks the affinity debuff and heals the allies because during the first AoE, none of my champions are able to heal themselves up except for Tyrant. So she tops everyone health back up to full. So
Okay,
without
so if you were running on a 2-for-1 type of speed comp, then I guess Brogni's able to cover all of that stuff himself. But because you're not able to with this setup, then Riho actually comes in as pretty clutch to cover at least one of the block debuffs required, yeah?
Yep, and I've also noticed that her A1 is actually pretty important as well because it places the continuous heal, and when she does it, the heal always goes on Taragi, who has the lowest HP at that point to top himself up as well. So she kind of keeps everyone's health up to full.
Sure. Interesting. Okay, so just thinking about how you're staying alive. So you've actually got stalwart gear on a bunch of people, a couple of people at least. I think it was 2 or 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yep, 3 people have stalwart.
And then guardian on one more, and
on Taragi, and
then you've got ally protection up for every hit, and you also get passive damage reduction from Geomancer for your whole team, and you get passive damage reduction for your whole team from Tyrant. And then obviously Brogni does his things.
Yep. So I guess there's also so in this comp, I guess Tyrant is the only champion that is replaceable. So she can be replaced by the current fragment fusion because of the ally protection, the Verself, as well as the void Lego that we get from Heart Doom Tower. I forgot his name, Euros Soul Cage,
Yeah,
which
yeah, sure.
which I have, but I just don't have the resources to build him, so I can't test him out. I don't have the books or the silver to max
Could
him up.
Eurost replace Taragi?
No, Tyrant.
Yeah, but could they replace Taragi, or is there a reason why you think it
No,
can?
I don't think so, because he doesn't place the shield, and the shield is pretty important. Is the important part of Taragi.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's get it running.
Yep.
So I guess this is a 1-for-1 team, guys. So that means that as a clan boss takes a turn, we take a turn. Yeah. So it's not the 2-for-1. We're getting tons of hits in. So we're going to start a prediction with your channel points if you'd like. Will we 1-key Ultra Nightmare? Now let's go for something bigger than that. Will we do, because we know it's going to be big, will we hit 80 million Ultra Nightmare? Yes or no? Get your points in. I don't know if I've ever seen a 1-for-1 team.
Thanks HH for your work and content, and keep this community as strong
I don't know
as
if
it
I've
is.
seen many. I don't know if I've seen any. I can't think of any that have 1-keyed Ultra Nightmare. Do you know of any that are kind of floating around right now? Like a 1-for-1 basis?
I mean, unkillable, yes, but maybe
Yeah, obviously unkillable, yeah.
Non-unkillable, I don't think so. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just like making up records here.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it may be that there's some stuff we just don't see, like a Brogni
yeah,
Valk setup or something like that.
yeah.
But most of the ones that do big damage that we see
Mhm.
are on a 2-for-1. So everyone's running at, you've got people in there that are like 260, 270 odd speed.
Mhm.
But interesting you say you don't think many of the champs could be replaced. I guess
Yeah,
that they probably could, but you would just fundamentally be changing the comp up, don't you think?
yeah. Yes, it's you you can't replace just like one champion. If you replace one, you have to kind of figure out the replacement for the other as well.
Yeah.
So and yeah, and I wanted to point out that I had like last weekend I actually had a big pool where I pulled Valk on my account actually,
Oh,
and I
nice. Okay.
I wanted to fit her in this comp as well, but somehow her mechanic of turn meter increase when the clan boss buffs himself kind of breaks the whole rotation up, so I
Yeah.
couldn't fit her in. Maybe there might be like a speed where I could fit her in where she's like the lowest and everyone else is like much higher than her, but I haven't figured it out yet. But that's something that I think could work as well. And she also brings counterattack, so it could potentially do higher damage, but I haven't had a chance to
Sure.
test out.
So is this team just a full auto from the start?
No, it's not full auto.
All right.
So
Okay.
there is the AI setup is actually very important to the team because
I see you turned some
Riho,
things off here.
yeah. So for Taragi, I removed his A2 so he doesn't use it at all. Tyrant, I also removed his A2. And
Yeah.
Riho, her A3, her AI actually doesn't use her A3 when there's already a block debuff on your team, or
Oh, okay. Yeah.
when there's no buff on your team. So she doesn't always use it. So I have to like set it up to make it a first priority.
Okay, cool.
And same with Geomancer as well. I think I've noticed that if HP burn is already up, he doesn't use his HP
I've
burn.
seen it. I've noticed that as well, actually. Yeah. I've
Yeah,
noticed that while I've been playing around with him.
yeah, so I have to set it up to make it first priority.
Sure.
So
Okay.
let me see if you're using the correct team setup. I'm not sure because I see two
Oh,
teams there.
okay.
I'm not sure which one is the one that you used.
Do I need to come out of this?
I mean, we can test it to see if it works.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Talk me through it then. Where are we going?
So actually, maybe you can share the Discord. I might be a little
sorry. Yeah.
slow.
Okay.
So A2 on Geomancer. A3 on Riho.
So we've obviously, because we're slower than Clan Boss, we've basically given the Clan Boss a free turn. Yeah, everyone's less than 190 speed here.
Yep, A3 Toragi. A1. And then A2 Brogni.
This is what I'm missing in my setup. So this like instant loading up poisons is kind of nice from the frog.
Yep, A1
One.
Geomancer. A1 Riho. A1. A1. Then it should be auto from here.
Okay, cool.
So let's see if it runs correctly.
Yeah, what's interesting is like normally when I'm seeing new teams, big teams, especially when you're involved, we're seeing big old hits like 200, 300k smacks coming in from someone, and I don't think we're going to see that today.
Yep.
But the interesting thing is the damage when the clan boss goes.
Yeah.
Like all of these extra numbers procking up.
Yep. And something to note about Geomancer is that so his HP burn has to be up for him to reflect. So in that round there, his HP burn got resisted, so
Right.
it didn't proc. So now
so if someone else has got HP burn on from an ability, it wouldn't work? Is that what you're saying?
No. Yep. It has to be his HP burn.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yep. So and the thing here is that I have a Riho who also places HP burn, but her HP burn only lasts for 2 turns, while Geomancer's lasts for 3 turns. So
Yeah.
as long as you're using both of them at the same turn, his will always override, will take priority since it will override the 2-turn HP burn.
So we can see so far we're at about 500,000 damage per turn. So in terms of that, even one key in, we've got to last a long old time for that to work. But I'm sure it'll ramp up a touch. But you can see all the extra numbers of reflect coming in. So basically, is it as far as you can see, every time there's a reflect damage of any sort, we've got a chance to proc Giant Slayer, right?
Yep.
Because it will hit 1 turn for every person on the team. So every single time someone takes a hit, he will do some reflect damage.
This kind of comp works best in affinity because the clan boss hits multiple times, not just like 1 or 2 on void. So you can see the clan boss hit tons of time. That's why there's like a ton of reflect damage and giant slayer procs.
Yeah, and Brogni and Geomancer completely separately are having this chance to do the damage. So you can run them together, and they're both getting this kind of, I guess, roll of the dice of, are we going to be proccing some extra reflect damage? Is Geomancer's HP burn a place or a hit? It's a place.
Yeah, so it's a place, so it doesn't matter on affinity, which is great.
So
and something to note, Geomancer's A2 as well steals buffs on the clan boss. So he steals the clan boss's increased attack, which increases the survivability as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Geomancer's actually got like crazy good kit. Really good. I'm really impressed with him. So is there anyone that you potentially would like to get that you could sub into this that you think would make it better?
Test out Valk and Urust. So those 2 champions are something that I want to test in this comp to replace Tyrant. Since to see how much better it'll do. Like the counter attack might increase the damage per turn. Maybe it won't last long, maybe it will, I don't know. And Urust as well, something it increases the poison damage, and EP provides the strengthen, which may or may not be better than the increased defense.
Yeah. Because strengthen. So the thing is, and I say, there's going to be a video out on this topic on HH Gaming, not my personal YouTube. We've got an HH Gaming YouTube. Fix, if you're in the channel, can you ping up the link to it? There's going to be a video on this topic, and just to give you a kind of summary of a couple of the bits of it. Basically, what happens is when there's damage reduction, like ally protection, guardian sets, strengthen, passives like Tyrant's passive and Geomancer's passive, one of them filters in. So let's say ally protection's the first filter, and it'll be like, right, everyone's taking 50% less damage. And then of the 50% that's left, the next thing comes in. So let's say it's guardian set, it'll be like, of the 50, 10% of that damage is reduced. So you actually only lose 5%, which means that you've got 45% left. And then it'll be like, right, strengthen's next. Of the 45%, you've got a chance, or you will reduce 25% of that through strengthen. Yeah, so you ended up on like 31. And so it goes down. So you can never get to a point where you reduce all the damage. because it's always of what's left. But there's now so many mechanics in the game which reduce damage on quality champions that actually you can get your damage reduction to a crazy level. And Geomancer, and I'm saying this actually in my free-to-play video, Geomancer just benefits from lasting longer. The more hits you take, the longer you're into the fight, the more damage he can do. Look at all these Giant Slayer procs just coming in.
I think I saw someone chat. So I have the comp that I have right now, where I have 3 champions in Stalwart set. I think this set is the best for my current comp. I have tried equipping 2 champions in Guardian. I've tried to have Riho in Guardian as well as Tyrant in Guardian, and it didn't perform as well. So Stalwart, having Stalwart on them is better.
Because you don't have a Strengthen, I guess, yeah.
Because
I think if you had a Strengthen's basically like putting your whole team in Stalwart, isn't it?
Yep.
So, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe it would still be better, but...
Because this is because this is a 1-to-1 comp where you don't have double ally protection all the time. So the first AoE, only Tyrant places the ally protection. So he's actually taking all the damage. He doesn't have ally protection on himself. So that's why he needs the Stalwart set.
Yeah, sure.
And in the second AoE with Toragi putting up the ally protect, so he has the Tyrant's ally protection on him. So that's why he can be in Guardian set. He doesn't have to be in Stalwart. So that's the Guardian set is only good if you have double ally protection up for the entire fight.
Yeah.
So that's where it benefits the most.
Yeah, no, it's nice. What's evident to me is these kind of shield champions like your Brogni and your Valk. They definitely feel like champions that can extend your fight a lot longer. You probably don't even realize because the shield doesn't look like it's that much, but it's protecting so much of the damage they would just be taking to their health bar. But actually, Brogni's a big damage dealer here, and he's a healer as well, I guess. But he's not essential to this team, is he?
Yeah, he's not essential, but yeah, actually
he does a lot.
He does a lot. So if you remove Brogni, you probably have a lot more leeway in terms of like champion selection, but you will lose the Brogni's benefit.
Yeah, because actually on a 1-for-1, he's doing block debuffs for the stun. He's healing, he's shielding. I was just thinking like maybe like if you put Valk in here, what does that do? But I actually think your damage might drop.
Yeah, yep. The reason to have shield is because of Brogni.
Yeah. So it's currently on turn 45. For anyone who's kind of just thinking we're chilling right now, turn 45, Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, and we're barely scratching health bars. That's literally insanity, by the way. That's actually insanity. Plus, on a 1-for-1 comp, where we're not getting tons and tons of hits in, the damage is not coming through loads of hits, we're at like 750,000-ish damage per turn. It's kind of nuts. And a lot of the damage here is coming from these two fellas. These two dwarves just reflecting damage back at this clan boss. It's pretty gross. I think it's the highest damage I've seen per turn for a 1-to-1 comp. Considering we don't have hard hitters in here. This is the nuts. People are not hitting that hard.
Oh, just mastery damage.
I really hope they don't decide to change up Geomancer or Brogni, because it's just interesting to have different options. But I feel like War Chief with his reflect mechanic should just be doing the same type of thing as this. Make more viable champs.
Yeah, the issue I guess is he just doesn't bring anything else besides.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah, but 45 million already. Turn 54. I mean, we did say I think for the prediction we were talking over 80. And you know we've still got half of that to go, but it does feel like we're on for a good run here. And obviously Geomancer's weak affinity here
Mhm.
doesn't actually matter who the stun target is with Geomancer, does it? Whoever gets hit, he reflects some damage. So it's not like it's not like a who's the dwarf that you want to bulwark. It's not like a bulwark example where you want bulwark to be taking the hits. It's more anyone to take the hits. He could just literally play in any team, right?
Benefit, I guess, is that it's if you want to make this team, I guess, more affinity friendly, you'll have to build everyone with high defense. Because right now, I only have Brogni at high defense because he's the one who's I purposely want him to take the stun.
Geomancer, you mean?
Oh yeah, sorry, Geomancer.
Yeah.
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 And later in the when we reach like a higher turn count, there's also another interesting mechanic with Brogni as to why this team actually lasts that long, which is another reason that makes him kind of broken as well.
Yeah. But I guess for anyone watching that doesn't have all of these other crazy legendaries, or I mean, not even all crazy actually, we've got 2 epics in here, but the Geomancer Brogni combo is crazy. So, you know, if you can imagine just making these champs last for a decent amount of time, you're getting a lot of damage away. No one here is doing crazy damage through hits. Teradi's doing a bit of poison damage, which is kind of giving us a boost, but no one's doing crazy damage through smacks. It's mainly damage through these two, reflecting Giant Slayer procs, which is very cool. I still say quick, J Gigs in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for the sub. Oregon Neds with the sub, the Luminous with the sub, C5 Pride coming in with a tier 3 for 16 months. Fasting Llama with the sub. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. So 67 turns. Even saying it out loud, it's pretty disgusting. Like 67 turns living against Ultra Nightmare. That's hard to do, guys. You're probably looking at this thinking this is a breeze. It's bloody hard to do. In fact, before Brogni came along, I'd never seen this many turns done without a Valk in a team. Ever. And I don't, even with Valk, I think you'd be struggling to get this far. I really do. I think maybe like the likes of Victor had got past this sort of turn count without with a Valk. I certainly hadn't. 50 to 60 was like my highest on my top teams. Imagine this comp on a 2-for-1. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's possible to get this. What do you think, Ian? Is there any way that you could flip this into a 2-for-1 comp?
It's possible with Krisk instead of Tyrant, maybe. So because we need a champion to give like the increased speed. So
Yeah.
Krisk instead of Tyrant, and then increasing everyone's speed to match the 2-for-1 ratio. It's that I think that's the only way it's possible.
Because when you go 2-for-1, you then don't need 2 ally protectors.
No, you still need the double ally protection.
Why do you say that?
The double ally protection helps the protector. Because in this comp, the shield, I don't think the shield is big enough to protect. But I'm not sure. I don't have a Krisk, so I'm not sure how strong Krisk is in terms of ally protection. But I feel like you need double ally protection to last like much longer turns, like past 90 to 100. You need double ally protection.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's true actually, but I could be wrong. I think what happens is with if you don't want a 2-for-1, I think you can actually get your ally protection to come back round and for your team to be healed up again for the next set of hits and the next set of hits. So having a double ally protection is only essential if somebody looks like they're going to go down. And I think if you can get it running 2-for-1 and keep your health topped up, it doesn't matter if it's one person doing all of that work. But I could be wrong. That's basically how my team works right now. I've got one ally protector, but she kind of spins it round all the time on a 2-for-1. But this is pretty ridiculous, guys. Turn 81. Turn 81. It's actually insane. I mean, it just shows the power, doesn't it? It shows the power of ally protection, and it shows the power of Brogni, really, in terms of his kind of ability to keep people alive.
Now in this later rounds, we can see kind of the benefit that Riho brings later on. After the first AoE, you can see how she kind of tops everyone's health up when they get like less than half.
Yeah. And she's doing that with her what ability? Her A?
The cleanse, yeah.
3?
It cleanses and heals, yeah. So like right after this, we can see it.
What you do see as well is like it looks like Geomancer's going down. God, that's a big heal actually, yeah.
Yeah, so
it looks like Geomancer's going down, but the Brogni passive kicks in even when the shield's been knocked away. The Brogni heal still kicks in, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's really good.
Then later on, you can see there's another mechanic that keeps Geomancer alive as well, and it's easier to see when his health gets lower. Right. And I'll point it out when it happens.
Well, guys, for all those that were doubting, are we going to hit 80? We're there. We're there. Unbelievable. We've almost caught up to 1 million per turn damage on a 1-for-1.
Yeah, and I think I saw like Geomancer got like resisted maybe 2 or 3 times as well. So it could have been more damage, yeah.
I guess is that just bad luck? Because you've got what, good 230 odd accuracy, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just like the 3%.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's happening right now, so I'll point it out. So right after the stun, like just keep an eye on Geomancer's health.
1-for-1 comp, guys. Turn 92.
So now you see Geomancer is at about half health, right?
Yeah.
So he's gonna take an AoE right now, and it will look like he's about to die. Just watch carefully, or maybe you wanna like 1-time speed as well. And then all of a sudden he heals his health back up to like maybe half or so.
Yeah.
So what happens?
So what's going on?
Yeah. So what happens is that when he goes below half, and when he does the reflect damage, all the Giant Slayer proc and the reflect damage procs, heals himself up from Life Drinker. So it looks like he's about to die, but then he heals himself back up to however much health he has. So this
in terms of the way the game's working, that's happening
like
quicker than we're seeing it, right?
Yeah, it's happening like in between the hits.
Yeah.
Of the reflect.
Got it. Makes sense. So, and this is something I was actually wondering for my free-to-play account. If the Clan Boss has either got Leech on it or you're in Lifesteal Gear, that reflect damage will just keep you full forever, yeah? As long as you don't get completely like one-shot.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you're reflecting damage, which then it's like us hitting with a normal hit with a Lifesteal proc.
Yep.
With Giant Slayer, you just heal up so much.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that is like a point of failure of this comp, where if during that before that AoE, if Brogni gets resistant, where he doesn't place his HP burn, so he doesn't get the reflect, then he can die. So that's the one point where this comp can possibly fail early.
Sure. Absolutely insane. 94 million. Over 100 turns. Over 100 turns, guys. The Clan Boss, after turn 20, starts to hit like an absolute freight train. Not many people make it past 25 that play the game. We're talking over 100 turns. And it looks like he should be dead all the time. You're right. It looks like he should always be dead. Wow.
Then Riho heals everyone back up to full.
Yeah. This is a very sexy team. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see what his damage is, because so much of this damage is him, or these two at least. So much of that damage is these reflects. Damn, that's good. What's this? Is that decreased crit damage or crit rate? This buff, do you know?
Decreased crit rate.
Yeah, so that's actually, people don't realise this. The Clan Boss has only got something like, he's got less than 30% chance to crit. So this actually makes sure that he never crits, having that buff on or debuff on, which there's quite few champions that even do it. But yeah, if you want to make sure you don't get any of those freak losses, that debuff is actually pretty clutch. Over 100 million. How's he not dead? He's taking all these
coming
hits.
back from the dead.
Oh man, it's so good to see. Actually insane. Actually insane. What's your record turn count? Do you know?
Yep, I shared a screenshot with you on Discord, so we can take a look at it right after. Just trying to see if this beats it.
Yeah, sure. I love it. This is crazy. What's your record total damage? Yeah, we'll show it after. We'll show it after this run. It's got to be. Oh, he's gone down.
Oh, okay.
Did he have his HP burn? He did. Yeah, he just went down through damage.
I think it's because the decreased defense is not there, so probably the Giant Slayer didn't heal enough to bring him back up.
107 mil. Turn 113. We'll see what Ian's best run is in a sec, but this is nuts. This is nuts for anyone to see. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and you see, like, Brogni is Geomancer is the first one to die, and everyone else survives a little longer. So I could like optimize them to maybe do a little more damage, so they die at like the same equal turn.
The fact that he's not dying on his stun means that I think you can actually build his health higher. So and worry less, because I think because you're protected, although you don't have increased defense up, I think because you've got ally protection on for the stun, it's like he's taking half the damage that you normally would. But here we go, guys. Like 40 million of 108 is Geomancer. 33 million is Brogni. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then you've got the other guys really just there for the ride. Absolutely insane. That's mad. That's actually mental. So guys, since recording with Ian, he's actually done a hit for 127.5 million, same team. All he did was he changed his Geomancer into lifesteal gear, and Geomancer lived a lot longer. So those reflects, where they had a chance to not proc the mastery, now we're always proccing lifesteal. So Geomancer, lifesteal gear in a comp like this pushed it up another 20 million. Geomancer alone hitting for 53 million damage, which is absolutely insane. If you guys want to check out Ian's YouTube channel, he's actually got his own channel now. I will ping that below, where he does go into some detail on different teams that he's building. But absolute legend to have on the channel again. Ian K, thanks for showing us your new team. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.